Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing? I'm trying to set up my YouTube. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I think I just updated the title of the video because I was looking at my notes and I didn't know which one I was going to do tonight. So how's everyone doing? I see Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Let's see who else we got here. Marby, Kathy, Sweet Darling Lulu, Deborah Corrado. Hey, T-Barb. How are you? Oh, thank you so much, Impish. Hey, Clarence. And Marie Sutton. Hold on. I totally screwed up. Oh, there it is. Okay. If I can get some thumbs up, you guys, that would be great. Let me see. Clarence, Starlight. Oh, gosh. Now the comments are flying by. Hey, Cardamom C and Martha. Renee. Selfish. Thank you so much. Sandra Nevins, Virginia. Noel. Hi, Marta. Hi, Delilah. Hi, Carol. Rhonda. Phyllis. Kay. Hey, Sunflower. Hello, Feisty. Jenlyn. Marby. Moonchild. Deanne. Pamela. Hello. Deborah. Bam Bam. Sylvia. Elena. Michelle. My Belle. Rhonda Price. Hi, Robin. Hi, Monique. Thanks, Clarence. Yeah, it's a good time to hit the thumbs up. If you can't hear him, here comes Bubs. Bubs is here. Oh, isn't it, Stephen? Is it not getting... Things are heating up for that little goblin. Hey, Rita. Things are... Now he's telling Trump, hey, you might want to pay my legal bills. And he's been like firing staff people, like, you know, his little entourage. They've been getting laid off and he ain't got no money. Oh, Lord. That's going to be good. Let's see. Hi, Renee and Hippie Gypsy and Clarence. Everybody says hi, Bubs. Everybody says hello to you. You say hi back? Moose says hi to everybody. Hi, Lucky Girl. Yeah, Moose is saying hello. Yeah, they're checking Arizona ballots for bamboo fillers. Those guys are going to get in so much trouble with DOJ that it's not even funny at all. Right, Bubbies? Bubbies doesn't... Well, Bubbies thinks it's funny. Don't you, Bubs? Don't you? You think it's funny? You think it's funny? Oh, boy. Let's see. Dove Girl, Cardamom C, She. So, So today, I'm going to try to get through Cheney and McCarthy on their grand tableaus. And there's a couple of similarities, but things are, it's a kakapoo over there. Moose. I can't pet you right now. So this is the grand tableau for Liz Cheney. Oh, shoot, I didn't write the date on this one. I think I did this one yesterday. Yeah, I did hers, Pompeo, and hold on, I'm just writing down the date of when I did these. I did her, Pompeo, and McCarthy. Actually, no, I did these on the 3rd. Oops. On the 3rd. Okay. Okay. So this is Liz Cheney's grand tableau. I think I've said hello to everyone in the chat. Been yabbing for 5 minutes and I don't want to take up too much time. This is Liz Cheney's grand tableau. You guys can see. She lands outside of the tableau. She's all the way down here, all by herself in the line of fate, meaning that she is not interacting with any of the stuff going up here. So just by position of where she's at and where McCarthy's at, he's got dominion over her. Okay. Meaning power over her. And he has Bear in his own house, a very willful, forceful, just controlling SOB power. Okay. Wanting to be in leadership. And she's down here all by herself, surrounded by really, really bad cards. McCarthy's all the way up here. This tableau starts off with not good. It's not good. We got Tree, Moon, and Snake as the first 3 cards up here. And this could be saying that, you know, their growth in well, her growth, because this is her grand tableau, her growth in her career is being betrayed. She's being backstabbed and betrayed by people who, you know, from people at work here, her colleagues here, that she not committed, but they were linked. They had a good working relationship, but she's being openly betrayed here, because here's a betrayal. It's open here in for the public this way. So she's well aware that she's being betrayed, and the snakes in the grass inside the party are being revealed here, because it's followed by key. Snake is followed by key. So the snake is being the snakes that are significant in the party. There's a lot of them, because party is a lot. Okay. It's a very large group of people. And she recognizes that she's being openly betrayed by her own colleagues and members of her own party under this man's leadership to perhaps gain the abundance moving forward, getting the many, okay, moving forward in a search for power, because power Bear is back on his house. Okay. Now, with that said, she recognizes, even though she's outside of the tableau, she recognizes that this journey is going to be treacherous and it's going to end up in an ending. You have Snake in the house of coffin, or in the house of ship. So it's going to be very problematic moving forward on that journey. Very problematic. Man is in the house of clouds, a gaslighter. Big trouble around this man, around Kevin McCarthy. And then you have Fish in the house of Snake. Not just betrayal from a few, but a betrayal from many. Fish is many. It's an abundance here. And he's got a garden right here, which is the party, being openly betrayed by everyone in her party. and it's out in the open for everybody to see. So it's not like it's happening behind closed doors. It's out in the open. Man. This may be here with this snake. Snake is queen of clubs. She's, if I read this as a character, she is in the house of ship. This is someone that's looking to advance and move forward in their career. Snake, dark hair, dark eyed, quite possibly with an S in her name, like a snake. Right now, they're lobbying Stefanik, that woman Stefanik, to take over her role, to push her career forward so that she can be next to him in leadership. Okay. We already know that. That's in the news. Now, for Kevin McCarthy, this is his present line. He is very, 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 very worried. Thank you, Marby. He is very worried, perhaps about a judge here. He's worried. And he may also be worried about people that may be suspicious within his party that are about to quite possibly get caught up in some sort of legal dispute and become isolated. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. Mice is in the house of Fox. Fox can be read as job, your 9-to-5 job, your employment. And mice takes away. Very nervous about work, very nervous about somebody at work that may be a colleague here. Okay. That is in serious danger. Their job may get lost. He's got Fox in the house of Scythe. And then here's a judge. The courts. But that's down his row. Let me see. And then we have Tower in the house of Crossroads. So it's not just one institution. It's more than one. It's double. Two judges or 2 courts or something like that. Down here. He may also be worried about isolation, if I read this as isolation. But it's looking more like he's worried about something that's going on in the courts, because right here, if I box this in, this is looking like a legal dispute here. He's worried about something that has to do with a legal dispute. And down here, this could be read as something that was a party or a rally. Let me see here. That was changing or improving with a lot of small people. And by small people, I may be talking about peanut butter people, even though I don't see weapons close by. But down this diagonal, something significant about overthrowing the government and how that investigation is going to get widespread and how many members of his own party are going to be locked up or get implicated. Because there's more than one here. Okay, so down this way is significant insurrection, and then here it is widespread. And he's worried about that. He knights over here to Ring. He knights over here to Rider. Here he knights here to Clover. He knights here to Anchor. So he's committed to moving forward and achieving a win. He doesn't care. He doesn't. It's like that's all he's focused on right now. But he's worried about perhaps members of his own party here, because this is a membership to a party here, successful, and then there's a child here, or it could be someone younger. Okay, because this is younger. So I don't know if this is in reference to Matt Gaetz, and because this is also something new, if this could be in reference to the new members in the House. So a Marjorie Taylor Greene and that other crazy Quackanon lady. And then here's something very significant about the insurrection, and he's quite worried about that. And he wants the majority moving forward. So he's trying to regain power, and he will do anything, even at the expense of sacrificing her. She's got cross right next to her. She's sacrificed. There's big trouble here for her, a loss, a significant gaslighting here, clouds in the house of Key, ending to the majority or to the many here. She stays resolute, though she does not budge, but she sacrifices and she's burdened. Okay, so now back up here. So he's worried about, this is in the house of Fox, okay? He's worried about members of his own party that may have been involved in an insurrection. But not just that. Not just that, and we'll come back to that in a second. Because this way you have people that were manipulated, or people that were sneaky and sly, that were trying to prove their loyalty, to change something, to overthrow something, to change. You got Crossroads, Tower in the House of Crossroads, to change the election. So not just the insurrection, but those that voted to change the election. Okay. And then the attack, the attack and the violence was delivered, and it's also an abuse of power. You have Whip in the House of Bear. The abuse of power comes from here, whoever was in the residence at the time. Okay, and also the violence, the abuse of power, the powerful violence that came to his place of work, the residence here, and it also came to the institution itself. Okay, so he's worried about that. But what he's most worried about is for the the people from his party that were involved and that coming out. That's what he's worried about. He's fighting to remain, he's fighting for majority here so that they can achieve their success and moving forward, because he may have, ambitions to remain leader of the House here. Now, like I said, he's got Book back on his house, being powerful, overbearing, a bully. And this could also be in regards to, in this context, I'm going to read it as a person because Birds is right over his head. This could also be his conversations with the Orange Menace. Okay? Book is over woman. She knows. She knows about a meeting that was had. And Birds is in the House of Garden, a meeting that was had with perhaps members of the party this way, or individuals, members of the party. Okay, so it could be a Gaetz, a Marjorie Taylor Greene, McCarthy, whoever it was. She has knowledge of that meeting and what was discussed behind closed doors about how they were going to commit to a change to be successful in a win. And then there's some sort of a strike or a danger here. They had knowledge that this person was dangerous and what he was planning to do. She knows about that. And if he doesn't knight here to Birds, he knights to Clover and Anchor, but he may have been in attendance as well as other people within the party. And it's not just in a meeting. This is also phone calls. So anything that may have been discussed over the phone, conversations. Okay. She knows about that. Now, she has, in this tableau, she's got lilies in her own house. She's got cross in its own house. The lilies is right over her head, meaning this is someone of virtue, and also a person that has that comes from a lineage of respected people. And almost like royalty, okay? Even though she's not royalty, but daddy was Cheney. Okay, this is a time card. And then she's got cross in its own house. And cross is more of a mood. It sets the tone for everything. So it's almost like she becomes a martyr here. And she becomes recognized as such, but she knows the secrets of the new people or the young man or the young person and everything else that they were doing, and that'll be revealed. And the conversations between members of the party and McCarthy himself that are linked either through phone or through meetings that were had, and there may very well be more whistleblowers coming out. Well, it's behind him, but then again, this is her tableau. This is her tableau, so I have, maybe this is her present and this is what's to come, because she falls outside of the tableau. So I'm just trying to read everything. Now, with that said, the lilies here, this is the King of Spades. It's close to Bear here. So this could be in regards to her father or an older person that is giving her wise counsel. But either way, she remains cool, calm, and collected. Okay. And she stands on principle because Lily's is over her head. She's going to stand on virtue and conscience. Lily's is below him. It's not directly beneath his feet, but it's below him. So this is dishonor for him and honor for her, if that makes any sense. But it's long-term, just suffering, burdens, sacrifices. But she comes out of this okay. But under, and I'll go back and I'll look at it in his leadership, but it's almost like she knows that under his leadership, the party diminishes. The party diminishes here. And it diminishes here. And news of the growth. It's like, there's an investigation into what happened, at the election. So I know that there's a commission that Liz Cheney was wanting to move forward about the attack on the Capitol. And Kevin McCarthy opposed it. He didn't want that to happen because, he's got a trumpeter all the way to the end. That's going to happen anyways. Whether Kevin McCarthy wants it to or not, it moves forward. That investigation moves forward here. And I think it's going to expose it may expose his link and how he was involved with these other members. Because right here, his line is saying he's worried about a judge. I don't know who that judge would be. I don't know. Because Merrick Garland is Attorney General. The Supreme Court is in their pocket, so it's not like the Supreme Court's going to vote or they take anything to the Supreme Court that it's going to favor them. He's worried about a judge or maybe two judges. He's very worried about that. And he's worried about his manipulations and his cunning coming to light. Liz Cheney does not have mountain close by. So at least she knows who her enemies are, because they get exposed this way. With Mountain and Sun, the enemies are exposed, but it's the enemies end up being people within her own party that just flip-flop here for their own ambitions this way. So at least she's got a clear picture and she's not fooled. And I think everybody thought Scalise would stand up for her. No, Scalise is right there next to Kevin McCarthy, saying, yep, we're going to put in that Stenafik or whatever the hell her name is. That's who they're going to vote on, simply because Trump endorsed her, who, let me remind you, Stenafik did not vote to overturn the election. She did not. So in that respect, she's not really a Trumper. And Liz Cheney has voted with Trump legislation more than any other member of her own party. So she was on board with his policies. She just didn't want to sit there and lie about the election being stolen. And Stenafik, who is the opposite, that didn't really vote with Trump, did not vote to overturn the election, is being considered for the position because she's kissing ass. In this tableau, it shows that she suffers. Martyrdom, but she leaves with her character intact. He gets diminished. Mice is under him. He diminishes. And then success this way. Now, she herself may become a powerful enemy to the party itself. And it could be through the form of her criticizing the loyalty of these people to a person that's no longer there. I'm looking at dog in relation to her, it's far. And the loyalty there is small, and it becomes smaller. It changes to become smaller. And she doesn't understand why these people are doing this other than their own ambitions. She knights up here, ambitions. And then how she was cut off. But she becomes a powerful enemy if I read the corners, because it's almost like she makes it her mission to go after those who openly betrayed her in the party. Up here. I'm just looking at the corners. Something that is solid, that is rooted, moving forward. There's a lot of happiness and satisfaction and blocking and delaying and obstructing this way. But she also knows that the party is going to diminish here. So, and she knows that the elections, if, because she falls outside, and she's got storks over her. Okay, so she may be thinking that come midterms, by the Republican Party doing this, they're diminishing their wins. Because here, this would be like midterm elections. Well, it's small here, and it's cut off here. And it's blocked here. So, and she also recognizes that the strategy is just to sing praises to this person here, the dictator. Okay? But she sees that as a strategy that does not win. It doesn't win the conservatives. And it's like somehow, some way, shape, or form with Lily's here, even though she suffers over here, she gets accolades and praise for what she did, perhaps through real conservative media. It may not necessarily be something like you see on Fox News, because that's just state propaganda, Trumpism. It may not be OANN or nothing like that, but that news may be delivered here, like reported, perhaps in newspapers or something like that. This would be newspapers and flyers, magazines. And then she's got ship in the house of stars. So that would be like the news of her celebrity and her success becomes powerful in the institution. And then the institution itself splits, if that makes any sense. It's like it goes like this. It splits between conservatives of good character, those that, what do you call this? The honorable ones, like the Bush Republicans, people of her dad's era, King of Spades, and then the crazies and the abuses up here. Okay. If this is the insurrectionists that are conspiracy theorists, that are aggressive and physically violent, well, those are bad cards. And then this way, she's got a lot of success and reliability amongst the older people, if that makes any sense what I'm trying to say. Storks is in the house of child. This group here is new and small. They're small. The real base, if this is base here, your home base, your entourage that is reliable, it's within the elderlies here, the older people. Like I said, the Bushes and Cheneys, that wing of the party. So even though she suffers this way, here she's recognized as a martyr and she's praised for it, and then it causes a divide. Speaking of that divide, here it is again. This is a choices, decisions, and options here. And it's also something that goes like this, or it goes like this, like a crossroads, between the loyalist that want power and are betrayers, loyalists that are recognized, they get cut off. And then here's another cut and a split in the party. It results in a greater rift and split in a party. And even though he may be above her in this tableau, he diminishes here. And he's criticized here for his gaslighting and the betrayal of many. Fish in the house of snake, to move forward towards a dead end or to an ending, if that makes sense. Ship in the house of coffin, which is in the house of coffin in the house of fish. So he gets called out, and he ends up, she's closer to Lily's. Like I said, it's over her head. It's virtue. It's someone of conscience. It's someone that does the right thing. Even though I do not agree with this woman's policies at all. She's a warmonger. I can't with Liz Cheney, but she's standing on principle here. She's in the house of anchor. She's reliable. And then she's got Lily's right here. So she gets aligned with the elderly people this way, the true conservatives. And he splits and gets aligned with the crazies that are younger, that are overtaking the party this way. And those become the majority. And it causes a rift here. Okay, so even though she looks like she's suffering, let me follow her chain because she falls outside. A woman that is reliable, they take away her reliability. They diminish her reliability and cut off her job. It goes woman, to anchor, to mice, to fox, to scythe. They take away her reliability and they take away her job. They cut her off the job. Like, that's it, you're fired. Okay. There's a split crossroads between the loyalists that are abusive, and there's a lot of fighting here also within the party, a lot of fighting within the party. But the loyalists that fight here for power and him, so for Trump and him, let me see, and the gaslighting and trouble. But it gets revealed here, or someone has access, something significant about the entourage or the administration. And when I say administration, I could be talking about the former criminal administration, that she's very passionate about, that she desires, and she's very, very happy and satisfied with what she has done for her career and how she's been able to do it as standing on principle, if that makes sense. The luck and opportunities get delayed, but she finds a solution through talking, or the solution may come from a whistleblower, or the solution comes from something that happened on a phone call or a meeting. So since she falls outside of the tableau, it's kind of hard to see in this one if this is a phone call that McCarthy had with Trump, because if this is Trump, it's over the bear's head. And this person has power over McCarthy because it's back on McCarthy. There may be something there. If there was a phone call between McCarthy and Trump, and that phone call, say this is on a friend's phone, that comes out this way. If that makes any sense. Let me see. Dog in the house of whip. Oh, you got scythe in the house of letter. There's impeachment. The impeachment of Trump here. She did not follow through with the promise. She blocked the promise. There was something small or new, or a career investigation into a child for the elections here. There's the impeachment. Scythe in the house of letter of Donald Trump. And she voted for that twice. She voted to impeach him the first time. She voted to impeach him the second time. Okay? Because she's standing on principle. And I'm trying to figure out if this is her dad, because if that's her dad, because it's closest to her, someone that could be a guide, and this is a guide as well. That was government at one point. Does anybody know, was Cheney a veteran by any chance? Her father, Dick Cheney? Oh, he worked for oil companies? Because this is also could be someone that is a veteran. There is also news of an ambassador this way. So that was first impeachment over here of what they did to Jovanovic. I'm trying to figure out who this is. If it is a person. This person was in office. Ship is way over there. Knight's here. Okay, this could be this right here. If I knight it this way, it's someone that was a pilot. Like a fighter pilot or something like that. Military service this way, either Navy or Marine Corps this way. High ranking, may have had a lot of stars. And he's got this person right here. You know what this is right here? If I think about it metaphorically, you know what this is? This is like something vast and grand that you would do to decorate. This could be like a Van Gogh or like a painting of some sort to beautify your home. This way. This way I see a pilot, military, paintings this way. This person was government in the house, served a long time. Maybe 2 terms with this in the House of Crossroads, like 2 terms. Could that be, her dad served under Junior, didn't he? Bush Jr. Was Bush Jr. a pilot? Or is that? No, not director of CIA, a pilot. This here would be like airplanes that fight. Military veteran. Something around either Marine Corps or Navy. Paintings, large, vast paintings for the home to beautify. She may talk to this person quite a bit, and he may be guiding her. Bush Sr. was a pilot? Bush was a pilot. Okay. So it may not be her dad. It may be... I don't know why she would be talking to little Bush. I don't know why she... Because here it says he's over her. He knights here to birds. He may... And then if he knights here to birds... If this is Bush or Cheney, and the reason I'm reading it as Bush is because of what follows right behind him. Okay? And if I mirror, if he's up here, this a judge or someone, government, this is veteran. And this right here would be Navy or Marine Corps. And I say Marine Corps because Marine Corps falls under the Department of the Navy. It does not have his own department. And then I knight him here. These 2 pilots that fight with these 2 paintings. But I don't know why. And he's over her head, so this would be a person who provides counsel to you. That's someone that you can go to, an older, wiser person that you can talk to. And he's got stars right behind him, also a guide. So a guide, but it's an older man, perhaps a painter. And then there's talks here. And it's over her head. So it's almost like protection from him, one way, shape, or form. And I don't know if he's counseling her through this, or, I mean, that's what it looks like from here. I just don't know why it would be, I don't know why it would be Junior instead of her own dad. That's what I don't understand. You would think she would be talking to her dad, not Little Bush. I just don't know why it would be him and not her own father. Or maybe someone from that administration that was associated to a man that paints right here. But it's looking like a man that paints, not somebody close to him. But whoever this person is making phone calls or being very verbal in public about this guy or about the party itself, because he nights here to Birds. Birds is in the House of Garden. He may be interviewing to discuss the party, or he could be making phone calls to the party. I don't know which one it is. Speaking about how he's worried here about the party. Talking very calmly and wisely, talking about the party, perhaps talking, this person may be a liar as well, but perhaps talking about the troubles ahead and the betrayals ahead. Talking about the manipulation and backstabbing here. Because this you can see, I mean, it's a betrayal, but you can see it. This is, and it's in the House of Scythe. So this is backstabbing here. And then talking to someone younger, talking about the childlessness, the inexperience, but it remains a private phone call between her, and if it's him, it remains private. He nights here to house. This person may have been in the White House and they stayed there for a long time. He lived there. If this is a government building, there's reliability here and stability, and he lived there in that house. So I don't know why she would be talking to Junior. I could be totally wrong, and I've screwed up plenty of reads. So they may talk, him and her, or there may be something there. If I knight him, he knights over here to Coffin. And it's got bear, so maybe something about, you know, when Bush Sr. died a while ago, because it lands behind her. What else? She's isolated this way. She may be talking to him about how her isolation, how she's been cut off, and he may be advising her about what's going on in the party and the betrayals and everything like that. Just a shoulder to cry on. Which it doesn't look like she cries, but she's suffering right here. There's depression behind her here, and there's sacrifices and burdens and pain here. But she's in the house of anchor, stay strong. It's almost like he advises her to stay strong, stand her ground. See what I'm saying? That she's doing the good thing, the right thing. And she's got the backing of this portion down here. All this shit up here it's almost like all this up here will take care of itself. It's like she's got the backing of this. Actually, more like this, because it's closest to her. So that's what I got on Liz Cheney. Sorry, you guys. I'm like really tired today because of some issues I had at it was a shit day at work today. So now I'm going to try to do the what's his face? The slime bag, Kevin McCarthy. Okie dokie. Those two stay there because those landed in their own houses. Okay. Oh, crap. Hold on. Let me see. And then Lily's knighted to whip. And he knights over to birds. I don't, which would mean a verbal dispute, a verbal argument, fighting. Not physically fighting, but fighting. And I'm going, I don't see, not in the tableau, in my own head, I don't see whoever this person is here that may have held office, that may like to paint, that perhaps was military or a fighter pilot or something like that. I don't see this person openly criticizing McCarthy or what do you call this? Kind of like what the judge did to William Barr. What is that called? Slamming him. I don't see him slam. It just doesn't appear to be in his character. You know what I mean? But so what? God, these people. You guys, please be extremely vigilant of scammers right now. I just got a text message that my account has been limited due to suspicious login attempts, and I need to confirm my information in order to restore my online access. I don't even bank at the bank that they just texted me about. So you're going bye-bye. These effing scammers, dude. Don't fall for it. Somebody's calling you about Amazon or warranty services for your cars, and that's all a scam. Don't do it. Do not do it. If anybody ever calls you and tells you that they're going to give you money so that that you need to pay them, and then they're going to pay you, and if it comes out to be like, oh, okay, now we need you to go to Walmart and get a $500 gift card, that is a scam. Do not let anybody ever remote into your computer, ever, because then they can go through all your stuff when you're not there and look around and take all your information. And the only reason I know this is because Jenny got me hooked on watching a bunch of these people that go after scammers online, and it's pretty cool. So just be very vigilant, you guys. Be very, very, very vigilant. Don't fall for shit. Worst tree. $13 and $15. So I'm putting McCarthy's up now. Okay, I'm not saying George Bush Jr. is a saint. I don't like that son of a bitch. I don't like Liz Cheney either. She went along with all of Trump's horrible policies, tax cuts for everybody, run up the deficit, and now has the audacity to come out. How are we going to pay for this? You're running up the deficit. You didn't seem to care when you gave trillions of dollars in tax breaks to the rich, now did you? All of a sudden it's a problem now? Shut your mouth, girl, and sit down. You know, but at the same time, what they're doing to her is wrong. And I can respect her for standing on principle, unlike that Stenophic, whatever her name is, woman. That girl's dirty, man. That girl is dirty. She just debased herself so cheaply to get into power. she is the female version of Ted Cruz. That's who she is to me now. She's a female Ted Cruz. And I can't with that. Why am I missing tiles? Okay, hold on. Okay. Doop, 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 doop. Scythe. Birdies. So. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to put up the a-holes. He's so gross, man. And what he did on that interview, I can guarantee you right now, he knew that mic was on. Not that, oh, look, he was on a hot mic and he slipped. No, he knew. He knew exactly what he was doing. 34. 32. 14. 21. 28. Kevin McCarthy lands in his own house. Arrogant, but he's all the way at the bottom. Clover. Lily's is here. Dog. And heart. And then he's got cross right here. So it's the same position for lilies and cross in his tableau than it was on Liz Cheney's. Okay. So here it flips. Here she has dominion over him. Her position in the house comes to an end. Here, done, dead, kaput. They distance themselves from her. And they shut her up this way. If this is her trying to talk, they shut her up here. But she's still successful here, and she's still successful here. Even though she loses and there's trouble and problems here, she grows something new or something small that is very powerful this way. And then there's the division in the party again. The house is split here and here. If I follow this line down, and it creates a problem for him. All he's wanting to do is win, but Clover is back in her house. She wins. Does that make sense? So in the first tableau for her, she looks defeated, but it shows she wins. In his tableau, he's at the bottom and Clover is on her. Even though she loses here, she wins here. She wins the loyalty of the conservatives this way that are passionate and only loyal to her. She's got luck and a win on her. Let me go get some water, you guys. I will be right back. Un momento, por favor. Hey guys, sorry. So I'm back. Okay. So she's got coffin next to her here. So I don't know if they're going to launch a campaign. Where's Garden? Garden's down here. I don't know if they're going to launch a campaign to make her lose in the House. So not just to boot her out of the committees, because here she's blocked from committees and she's closed here, but also for the for midterms that are coming up next year. Okay, so but either way, it shows a win here. She loses here, but she wins here. Okay, so I'll have to go back and look at hers because she fell outside of the tableau. So she's not even interacting in the tableau. It's like they kicked her out. She gets kicked out. Do you see what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily mean that she will lose her election next year. It's just like they just shut her up and get her out. I don't know if they're going to launch a campaign against her in her hometown because that appears to be the trend. Align yourself with the crazies for political ambitions and to hell with everybody else. It's like cutthroat. So I can't tell. So let's see, McCarthy. There is going to be news around him about, so he puts an end to this and he's very successful and he's happy about the news. However, there's something here in the House that comes to an end that gets resurrected and there's news about it around him. Okay. It has to do around something in regards to a meeting and someone's phone this way. I'm not considering the houses at this point. Something about thievery here that gets exposed in regards to a trip or a journey or something that he took. But it's a meeting here. And there is pressure right here and then him trying to win. The meeting. Well, whatever was classified comes up. Oh, it's around there. Okay, so he's here. This is his present line. He's got an investigation of some sort behind his back, meaning not behind his back, but in his past. That could be currently investigated about the agreements that were made between members here. Either phone calls or meetings that were had to steal the election and cause an obstruction here. That's all in his past. I do not see the insurrection here, though. So this looks to be around members of the House this way. Members, the House, people that are members here that are united for the elections here. And then there's the manipulation to cause a delay, the agreements for danger here, a sudden obstruction here. Who was involved in those meetings and who was in agreement with it. That's right behind, but as I follow the line this way, it's coming out. It's coming out this way. So like I was saying before, Cheney might have knowledge about a meeting that was had or phone calls that were made. Let's see here. He's looking to improve the party, but also his own social standing with the many and the donors here, because this is in his tableau, he's got Key in his own house, Lily's in its own house again, just like Cheney's, Cross in its own house, just like Cheney. And in this tableau, he's got Clouds in the house of Tree in the house of Clouds. Okay. So growing issues and growing stuff with gaslighting. But he's looking to win, but it's like he's a social climber down. Let me see. Social climber here with donors. if I box him in. Significant improvement in society. He's a social climber with donors, and he's improving the money and finances here, and cementing and being rooted and stable and reliable within certain circles. Okay. Here's something over here around child sex trafficking. Right around here, there's the traffic, there's the pleasurable sex, there's a child, there's the lie, there's that little boy right there. I'm wondering if that's Gates, because there's records of him making payments to a friend for an affair. That goes up here. Child abuse reports, documents, results, mail about this kid. He lied about something here. There's a record of payment there. And then that person gets cut here. Well, it's House of Dog. So this person is in danger back here, which is behind Kevin McCarthy. And as it comes out this way, there's what's his face? Abuse of power this way. Abuse of power and a lie and a betrayal for a win. This way. This way it's talking about lying about the results of the election for the many, for abundance. Let's see here. But this way it's saying he gets lucky. With conservative people that are loyal, but these people, let me see. They're not loyal. He doesn't have the loyalty that he thinks that he has. It's not many. It's not vast. And then again, nervous here. This is anxiety. This is nervousness. He's nervous about this secret getting out. A secret around a meeting, or a secret around somebody's phone, and a secret around the agreements and who in the house were in lockstep about the attack and the delay. That's what he's nervousness, and then anxiety. And then something on somebody's phone, or something about a meeting. Birds in the House of Tower, an official meeting, or calling an institution, phone calls in an institution. So government, news about the party, and then widespread trouble and widespread lies. Like, they just keep spreading lies. But he's implicated in that somehow. I'm going to assume this is Trump again. He's way over here, still has dominion over his head. And again, by his position, he's at the bottom of the tableau. He's got all that stuff weighing on his head. So in Liz Cheney's tableau, McCarthy had Bear in the House of Man. Here, Bear is far away, but he's still over man. So this person has control over him. He doesn't knight. Nope, he doesn't knight there. Liar, this way. A betrayer and a liar, duplicitous, two-faced, fork-tongued. And he suffers. He ends up suffering too. He ends up sacrificing too. Hold on. Jesus. Let me see what else. This could be, like I was saying, this could be somebody's phone. This would be like phone. I mean, this itself would be a phone, but this would be like a smartphone. And this is meetings too, phone calls. And that comes out. And there's something there about lying about the results and then payments. Or lying about the many results here. But okay, I said that. Liar, suffering, cutthroat, asshole, backstabber, worried and nervous about a transition. A new transition or a small transition or a child that took a trip, because this is in the house of child and at night's over here to child. But he's also distancing himself from her. If this is, oh, wait a minute. She's in the house of ships. So this could be read as if this is Cheney, he's distancing himself from her. And then there's a distant child or a child that traveled this way. A meeting or a phone call about a trip with a child or a child that traveled. The results of that, him traveling. And then there's something that's been long awaited that arrives and causes suffering here. But it's growing gaslighting and growing problems. His corners look good. His corners are saying that he remains powerful in the house so long as he is very passionate with his loyalties and agrees to certain things here within his career, if that makes sense. His corners look good. This in here looks good. A successful journey and then news of success. It's successful this way, successful this way. There, if I consider their houses, there could be something that comes to light in regards to a meeting or a conversation or a phone call that was had in regards to a child that was traveling, and that comes out to the public and it spreads, it's widespread problems. Stars in the house of mountain. So down this way, it's saying that he's maintaining power of the majority here that he's passionate about, and he's also trying to get the money and the finances and the resources here. There's also a scandal that could be growing in regards to payments that are recurring this way. This is in the house of clouds. Growing confusion and trouble, recurring abusive payments this way. The finances that are recurring cause problems, also abuse of power and lying. Something that is growing new power. This is pleasurable sex was achieved. And this is lying about the results to the many, and also lying about mail that has to do with business or consulting this way. But it's not campaign money, because the campaign is like way down here. So I don't know. This would be like the R and C. This would be emails too, with these two mirroring. Let me see. A winning ticket this way. But it's a woman that has a winning ticket that causes him worry and anxiety. Because this is in the house of woman. This is in Clover's in the house of woman. Letters in the house of mice. So it's a winning. A woman has a winning ticket that makes him shit his pants. But that's down here. That's ahead of him. This way, she is very successful and a shining star within the older conservatives. This way. And he becomes the shining star among the younger and the ones that are small, that are abusive, that want to cling on to power. If I box this in. So it's like, and here we're seeing the split again. So it's like, from what I was saying from her tableau, she takes like the older part of the party and he's going after the younger crowd. But where he's fucking up, though, part of my French, where he's screwing up, though, is that he doesn't realize that this right here is small. It's small. And it's trouble. It's going to cause him trouble. It stays small. It doesn't, there's problems with this thing growing. It's not reliable. It's got whip here and then anchor here. It's not reliable. It's persistent, lifelong abuse and suffering. These people are bullies and they want to just fight, like far right crazies. But his calculations are wrong. But he's just being cutthroat for his own ambitions. Like he's just an idiot. So it's like, this one here is talking about a lot of confusion and gaslighting and trying to grow the party. And also growing confusion, growing gaslighting. And Key is in its own house in this tableau as well. So it's a matter of clearing up that confusion and problems that are continuing to grow within the party because they're fighting for power. The ones that are small fight here for power. They don't relent. So the crazies of the party, you know, the Matt Gaetzes, the Marjorie Taylor Greens, the what did you call them? The Freedom Caucus that ended up turning into a QAnon nightmare, you know. So this growing problem with these small ones that are abusive and just want power, that needs to be cleared up. But it's going to take a long time and a lot of suffering because you got Lily's here too in its own house and Cross in its own house. So these two are the same. And in this case, it doesn't appear to be someone consulting him because it's too far away. And as you can see here, it's not over his head. It's in his same line. And in Liz Cheney's tableau, she had the coffin or the cross right next to her. She suffers. Okay. But remember that the closer the cross is, the less the suffering, the less the sacrifices. In his case, he's got it 2 removed. And it's separated here. I can only get him to talk to this through knighting. And it's separated here by Clover and Garden. So he's looking to win over the party. That doesn't work. The party itself ends up suffering for a long time. This right here is also white supremacist, and that applies to both tableaus. In Cheney's case, it appeared to be someone more guiding her. But the problem that is growing, that is significant in this party, is white supremacy. Lily's has to do with purity. Lily White, okay? Purity. And Cross is very dogmatic in its views. So very dogmatic views about purity. That is significant and is causing a huge problem under his leadership. And if you look here, it's saying that he's trying to cling on to power in the house. He clings on to power in the house. But also there's power that clings on to him that's over his head. But he's actually powerless. Because if you look at near and far, look how far away it is. And it's got whip in the house of bear. So just by that rule alone, and he doesn't even fall in that line. He falls down this line. He's trying to find success and happiness and satisfactions with those that are small or those that are young, the crazies. He does not even fall in line on a diagonal to the bear. So even though he's trying to cling onto the power in the party, he's actually quite powerless, and there's someone else that holds power over him. But that person's power has ended. It's in the house of coffin. And it could also apply that his power, because bear is way over there, so this is yet to come, his power ends. Where's coffin here? In the house. But that's down, this is his current line. So he may be in the process of just nailing his own coffin. You know, putting a nail in his own coffin by betraying her, because she wins this way. Hey, by position she wins. He doesn't have power, even though there's the illusion and the appearance of power. He just reflects power. These two. Okay. The moon is a satellite. It doesn't make its own light. It has to reflect the light from the sun. So he only reflects or puts out the image of power. He doesn't have it. It's way over here. Okay. So Peanut is home. Think I've been on for an hour and 25. Sorry to make it short tonight, you guys, but it's 9:22. And I'm gonna go chit chat and hang out with Peanut. And it's Peanut's birthday tomorrow. There's still a lot to unload and unpack here. This is the first time. Well, I looked at it very briefly when I jotted it down in my notebook. So there's a bunch of stuff and details that can be gone over here, that we can go through over here. But my brain is fried because I had a ridiculous day at work today. So hopefully tomorrow work will be better and I will be a little bit more refreshed, so we can see who else we can get to. Let me mark these off my list. Kevin McCarthy we did. And Liz Cheney we did. Okay, so we'll see tomorrow how I'm feeling. The other tableaus I have left that I have thrown. Let me see here. Joel Greenberg. I got Mike Pompeo. Okay, there's Liz Cheney. Okay, so we got Mike Pompeo, Joel Greenberg. We did McCarthy. We got Roger Stone, but I can only see two ahead. We got Michael Flynn. Ivanka's I haven't even done yet. We did Don Jr. and we did Kushner. So those are the options for, and we still have Lindsey Graham as well. This is the one that I did. He lands all the way back here. I don't know if you guys can see that. He lands all the way back here. And then Jenny did it, and he landed down in the line of fate. So either way, he's outside of the tableau. So we'll see. Devin Nunes, I haven't even done yet. So the choices are, I might need to redo Lindsey Graham's. Let's see. Ivanka Trump, Mike Flynn, Roger Stone, Joel Greenberg, and Mike Pompeo. And I still got to do William Barr, who's way back here. So we still got a few to go through. We did Putin. We did that last night. That was 5/4/21. Okay. And I still got William Bard. This one was done on the 28th as well, right there. So we got quite a few to get through still. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day at work. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Sorry this was very brief. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Hope you enjoyed it either way. You guys, thank you so much for all the super chats and everything. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye. Bye.